Jai Gurudev. The highest state of life and of living life is peace. When you are at peace, all of life is what it is, no matter what it is. When you are in turmoil, it is hell, no matter what it is. It is not the outside that determines the beauty or ugliness or discontentment or contentment of life. It is your state of peace. It is your inner state. The yogi must never ever forget this. If at any time, at any point, you decide that the outer state of things is more important than your state of peace, you will catch fire. You will come to a point of evolution where even a single thought of resistance, you will catch fire. There is only one seat, and that is the seat of peace. But it is something you have to learn for yourself. This is the first principle of life, is peace. Everything else is how to attain it. Before you can even begin this serious journey to peace, you have to have reached the point of wanting peace more than you want anything else. The reality is that you do. The only reason that anyone wants anything other than the way it is because the way it is not bringing them peace. If how it was brought you harmony, contentment, quietude, and a sense of well-being, peace, you sure as heck want it to be that way. And no matter how it was, if it brought disharmony and discontentment, then you would want it to change. So a wise being remembers, it is my state that is of interest to me. Even if that which normal human beings consider the worst thing that could happen, just the worst, to lose a loved one, to have bodily damage, anything. If you maintained a state of peace and openness, it's just what happened. It's just what happened next in the unfolding of the drama of life. And even if the most wonderful thing happened, meeting a loved one, spiritual healing, anything, and you freaked inside and started worrying about it, started thinking, what will happen now? What if I lose her? Oh my gosh, she says she loves me, but what if tomorrow she won't? And what if I rely on her and I see I'm getting so attached? And then you are in pain and you're suffering. So the first point is beyond any doubt. You have to come to this understanding that what you want is your inner state, is your state of peace. Once you have seen that, life becomes fun. Life becomes not a challenge to make it the way you want it. Life becomes a challenge to accept it the way it is. Life becomes a challenge to say, is this worth giving up my peace over? That is always the question that a yogi asks in the arena of life. Is this worth giving up my peace over? And the answer is always no. Always the answer is no. This is not worth giving up my peace over. Why? Because I said that peace is what made everything beautiful. So why would I give up my peace over something? Only because you think it will make it more beautiful. But it doesn't. If you struggle with things, you cause more disturbances. So peace must sit paramount. Then if you say, is this worth giving my peace over, wait till you see what happens to you. Because even if you say no, you don't stand a chance. You're going to see that you're giving up your peace over it. You're going to see that the energies inside of you don't agree with you. And that the situations that are happening outside, no matter what they are, create disturbance inside. And that the natural tendency is to push them away. Just if somebody comes to you and they stand too close and you feel uncomfortable, you want to back off, you want to push them away. It is the same thing inside. When those energies start going and you get disturbed and you feel that inside, you want to get the monkey off your back. You want to push that off of you. And the only way we have ever learned how to do it is to fight with the outside. Somebody says something you don't like, make them take it back. Ever since you were a little kid, make them say they're sorry. Prove that they're wrong. Why? Because if you can shove the energy back on them, then it's not on you. And if it's not on you, then it's not creating these disturbances inside, and that's how you think you will attain peace. No. That is relative peace. That peace only exists if this person's saying they're sorry. It only exists if this person doesn't ever do it again, or say it again, or behave this way again. Your peace is now completely dependent upon another person's neurosis. Good luck. Now what happens when your inner state is dependent upon everybody else's behavior, which is our normal state. From the time you get up in the morning till you go to bed at night, everybody better behave. Everybody. Even the person behind you at the traffic light that you don't even know, that beeps at you because you didn't go right away. You're in trouble. They shouldn't have done that. You'll stare them down at the next light. They'll never do that again, depending on how much you want to resist. The point is, that person's behavior took away your peace. You don't even know their name, but it took away your peace. Now how much for your children? Now how much for your spouse? Now how much for your parents? Now how much for your friends? Now how much for your lovers? They take away your peace. Why? Why would you let that happen? Peace is all that's beautiful. Peace is what makes life beautiful. When you walk in the woods, you don't care about the woods. You want the feeling of peace to come over you. That's why you like the woods. You like anything that will bring that feeling of contentment and peace over your being. Even when you say you like people, you like them because they bring about a sense of well-being. And if you dislike people, it is because the opposite happens. So it always comes back to peace. So the question becomes, how are you going to learn to become 100% peace, regardless of what's unfolding around you? This is the process of your spiritual evolution. A yogi sits in peace. A master sits in peace. They're just at peace. The world is spinning round, and they see it. And they are calm with it. And when everyone else is freaking out, they're here. They just, look what's happening now. Everything's freaking out. Ramana Maharshi, the great ones, the group of his disciples, they were robbed. Some bandits broke in and not only robbed, but beat them. And beat the master. And he went through the entire situation, and that was it. And in the morning, they said, should we call the police? No. They took what they needed. They may have needed it more than me. And he healed his wounds and never mentioned it again and went about his business. All right? Mahatma Gandhi died peaceful. When he was shot, assassinated, they say he turned his head in the direction of the assassin and with great love and compassion looked him right in the eyes, and as he fell, pranamed to him. That's a fine way to die. You're going to die eventually anyways. He died so beautifully that we tell the story of his death years and years afterwards. Yogananda died the same way. When Yogananda died, he was at a banquet for the ambassador of India, and he got up to give his talk, and he gave his talk, and when he was finished speaking of God and India and everything he always said he loved, he turned to the right, lifted his eyes, smiled, and dropped his body. And that was that. It's beautiful. And they went back to his writings from years earlier. And when they would speak to him about his death, he said, I will not die in my bed, doing nothing. He said, when I die, I want to die with my boots on, speaking of God and India. And that is exactly what he did. So basically, peace. Even at death, you're allowed to have peace. Do not give up your peace. Peace makes living beautiful. Peace makes dying beautiful. Peace is the soul centered within itself, which is then capable of experiencing and appreciating this unbelievable planet which is spinning around the middle of nowhere. So each day you are given a tremendous opportunity for growth. To the true yogi, the funniest thing to hear someone say is, I want to do my spiritual things, but everybody keeps bothering me. Or I wish I could devote myself to growth, but I'm so busy, and all these other people are so screwed up. That's crazy. Every single moment, you are given the opportunity to practice peace. That's what it's all about. No one's taking your peace away. You are giving your peace away. You are saying that this person doesn't get to do this. This person doesn't get to say this. We do it all the time. And then we justify it in the name of right, in the name of morality, in the name of business, in the name of money, in the name of everything in the world. We sit there and lay down these rules, and then we use those as an excuse to give up our peace. A yogi never gives up their peace. Never. You never give up your peace. You don't suppress the things inside of you that would take your peace away. You release these things. And this is the deepest teaching. This is the second principle of growth. The first is that you attain your peace, and the second is you maintain your peace. The only way to maintain your peace is through release. You cannot fight for peace. This is when it gets subtle. So once you have decided, every morning and night you say it to yourself, I want to attain peace. I want to be able to live an entire day after day in a state of harmony and peace and contentment and enjoy my life. This is your life. Your life is not later. Your life is not when you graduate. Your life is not when you have your children. Your life is not when you retire. Your life is not when you get your finances together. Your life is not when you meet the person you love. Every single minute of every second is your life. That is the only place that life exists, is now, right here. You have a life now, each moment. And if you can't have a life in the moment, it is because you have not worked for peace. You're thinking that you have to change the outer situations in order to get away from all these problems. There are no problems. It's only life. You're defining life as a problem, and then you want to get away from it, and you wonder why you have no life. There are no problems. It's marching to the tune of natural evolution. Everybody's behaving the way their genes and their upbringing and all their sociological and psychological factors tell them to behave. What are you going to do? Change it? Have fun. Especially in 5 minutes, you're going to change it. Don't you dare ever be like, okay, well, you're right. All of the years of heritage of how your parents treated you and all the breakups and all the samskaras, not to mention every environmental and atmospheric and place of the planets and everything that's influencing your behavior sure is going to stop because somebody yelled at you. Who are you kidding? I mean, what are you going to do, freak out? You're going to freak out because of how somebody behaves? Have you got any idea how many factors there are determining their behavior? You're going to freak out because something went this way or something went that way? Your attempt to fight with it merely makes you part of it. If somebody can behave the way they have to behave, and I'm able to experience it and be peaceful about it, and literally be open and caring, and what do I care? And it's there, then when they're through behaving that way, I'm through being in their behavior. And so basically you just stop selling yourself short. Stop telling yourself that you can't. Stop telling yourself that everybody has to be a certain way and everything has to be a certain way in order for you to be okay. You stop it. And you say to yourself, I'm here visiting this planet which is spinning around the middle of nowheres. And you've dropped down to visit the place and you experience it. And you be open. And you be peaceful. Now once you commit yourself to that, each moment of each day is the true spiritual growth. Every situation will unfold as it must. That is the other deep law. Things unfold. It's big. It's real big. And you didn't make it. And there are lots of forces, psychological, physiological, spiritual, everything, all interacting together to make up the now. And all of those forces will cause the cause and effects that make up a moment from now, then a moment from now, then a moment from now. And it's happening all over the universe. And it's all interconnected. And all the atoms make it up, and all the planets make it up, and everything makes it up. And every behavior that every person ever had for the history of the world makes up now. Change any of them and you'll change now. So basically you are the recipient, the inheritor of creation. And it is making this moment. And all that's being asked of you is to appreciate it. All that's being asked is to experience it. And you will see that the next moment will unfold naturally. And then the next moment. And then the next. And if you're able to stay calm, magic happens. You find that you're here, peaceful, calm, serene, centered. And it's flowing around you. And it's fine. And it doesn't need you. And you don't have to ever worry. You don't have to ever fight with it. You don't have to ever freak out. You don't have to teach it anything. You just experience it like the waves that flow over you when you're bathing in the ocean. And it's a beautiful experience, unless you decide that you don't want the waves flowing over you, or you don't want them behaving like this, or you don't want them going this high, or you don't want them going that low, and you want them coming when they're not. Then you have a terrible time just floating out there in the ocean. It is the same thing here. The flow of life is passing around you and through you. If you would ever be at peace with it, you would see it's great. It's very high. It will not hurt you. In fact, it will lift you. It will give to you. It will bring to you everything you could ever need. How about I told you that the laws are such that you don't have to take a thing, ever. The being who is at peace never raises their hand, either to strike or to take, neither to protect nor to cling. You just be there with it. You just be at peace with it. And you will see that it will bring to you more than what you could ever take from it. You don't even ask for anything. Just peace. The yogi is only asking for peace. Now how do you attain to that? By not giving up your peace. You start in the morning by saying, I am peace. I am peace. This day will unfold. I'll be on the planet. Whatever unfolds, unfolds. None of my business. I didn't make the planet. And I will be at peace. Then instantaneously something will try to take your peace away. Something. Someone will call you. Why don't they leave me alone while I'm being at peace? That is called resistance. And that is one of the greatest laws that you can learn, is the law of resistance. If you resist what is, you create waves. You create eddies, you create ripples, you create problems. And those energies start to spin around and attract negativities and cause disturbances and blockages and disharmonies. If you let the person call you, all right, and you just experience that as part of it, you will remain calm. If you're sitting here in meditation and somebody clumps in, rocking the floor where they're walking, if you experience the beauty of the vibrations as they shoot through your aura and pull you out of deep meditation, then when they are through elephanting through the temple, sometimes we let elephants loose in here, when they are through elephanting through the temple, you will naturally pull back and drift up again. And you will find that you are in a higher state, not a lower one. Because the vibrations of the energies that you absorbed will lift you. If you resist, you will never get back up. And you will say, that person ruined your meditation. Not true. You ruined your meditation. Now imagine out in the outer world. If you will let it pass through you, it will raise you. If you resist it, it will destroy you. You did that. You created the dance that way. And so you are destroying yourself and you are ruining your life. The only way to do it is to see everything as the same. What do you care what happens? You're sitting on a planet spinning around in the middle of nowheres. What do you care what an animal says to you? Just animals running around. One barks and one says, get out of my way. It's just a noise coming out of somebody's face. How in the world are you going to let that bother you? If you're sitting there working, you're going to go to work. One day you're going to do this. Next day you're going to do this. You're going to do this. Then you're going to go work again. Then you're going to do this. You're going to do that. You're going to go to work and do this. What do you care what you're doing? Where did you get in your head that something's supposed to be happening? There's nothing happening. You're going to die. And when you die, nothing's going with you at all. Nothing, not even your clothes. So wake up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you sweep a floor, what is the difference when you're sweeping the floor of the outhouse or you're sweeping the floor of the castle? You're sweeping the stupid floor. Either you're getting the dirt off the floor or you're not. If they're paying you 1 penny to sweep the floor, they're paying you $6 million to sweep the floor. If there's nothing you want with the money, what's the difference? If you're fine with sweeping the floor, if sweeping the floor gives you this tremendous sense of gratification, and every day you wake up just looking forward to see how clean you can sweep that floor, because it gets dirty, especially the outhouse floor, gets dirty every day over again, but it interests you that it got dirty a different way today, and you see if you can clean it better, and every day you're enthusiastic and you go there and you just love and you feel this tremendous sense of gratification sweeping the floor during the day, and that's what you do every day. What do you care? How dare you say to me that's boring? Everything's boring. You're sitting on a planet in the middle of nowheres. It just goes on forever. There's absolutely nothing happening. What is not boring? What is boring? It's you. You're doing this. You're doing this because of your resistance, because of your non-peace. You think that certain situations outside are going to make you happier than others. And because you're doing that, you're ruining your life. So basically, if you will just practice peace, permit to come to you what comes to you. Permit it to come to you. Who are you to say this should not come to you? Who are you to say this person shouldn't have behaved this way, so you have to deal with this? Who are you to say this shouldn't have happened, so you have to do it over again? Who are you to say? Yogananda built a temple. When he finished building the temple, the cliff fell down. The temple fell in the ocean. That's the truth. What did he do? Cry? No, he built it again. It doesn't matter. Can you imagine somebody going out? Here, I did the thing with the outhouse. You all looked at me like, ooh, this guy's really weird. I'm going to go sweep this outhouse every day and have fun with it, all right? I mean, it's the same. Every day I'm going to get bored. What about somebody who goes into a garden? And every day they go into this gorgeous rose garden. And they water the roses, and they pick the little things off, and they clean the bushes around. And every day they do that. They're supposed to be bored and hate the job, right? No, they love their job. They wouldn't trade it for anything. They're filled with beauty and excitement and enthusiasm, and they're proud of the beauty of the garden. It's not like, on the 5th day he didn't want to go anymore, or anything else that you think you might enjoy. Why is it that you get bored with one and not with another? You're doing it. So basically you stop and you say, whatever comes to me, this moment of this day, it is my honor to deal with it. And I will give it full respect, and I will give it love, and more important than anything, I will not resist. I will not resist. If I see my heart closing, if I see my mind closing, I will not go with that. I will relax, deeply relax, and release. That's how you do it. You catch yourself when you're closing, you take a breath, and you say, this is not worth losing my peace over. And you drop your shoulders, you relax your heart, you relax your solar plexus, and you stand there in the midst of whatever's in front of you. And you will see that it will pass. And when it passes, it's gone. If you resist it, it will destroy you. And when it passes, it will still be destroying you. And when you get home, it will still be destroying you. And after you had your drink to try and get these vibrations out of you, it will still be destroying you. And you'll wake up in the morning and you'll feel tension within your heart. You did it. You closed. And if you resist, those energies stay with you. If you will just practice openness with each situation, stop judging, stop preferring, stop fighting, practice being there and living your life, you will find you don't have to drink or do drugs or anything. That there's nothing bothering you. Every moment you're just enthusiastic and open, and it doesn't build up. It doesn't get on your nerves. It doesn't overwhelm you. And you never get burned out. You wouldn't even know what the word meant. What is burned out? Burned out is you've been resisting so much that I can't resist another drop. If another thing comes that I have to resist, it's just going to feel like the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm going to freak out. Why are you resisting? And you're going to see. If you dare to try not to, if you dare to try and open and let these energies pass by you, you're going to see fear, insecurity, guilt, all kinds of junk inside of you that you can't handle situations because those things are getting stimulated. And then you resist. So you resist outer situations in the name of not feeling what's inside of you. That's when you know you're growing, when you see that. You can't behave that way because it makes me feel like this. Otherwise, I don't care how the hell you behave. Not to mention if it makes me feel good, behave that way more. So it's completely dependent on what effect the outer energy makes your inside feel. Stop it. Don't tolerate that. And so each moment of each day, practice peace. Practice surrender. Practice releasing. Make it a game. Don't make it a struggle. Nothing is wrong. How could anything be wrong? You're sitting on a planet spinning around nowhere. Every other planet's spinning also. What's wrong on Mars? Nothing. What's wrong on Jupiter? What's wrong on Saturn? What's wrong on Pluto? You couldn't come up with a thing, could you? What right would you have to decide what was wrong on one of those planets? What's wrong on Earth? Nothing. Why did Earth get so special, though everything that's wrong in the universe is here? That's an interesting concept. I want you to meditate on that. What's wrong with Andromeda? What's wrong with the stars in the galaxy? You hear? You're not going to come up with anything because you're not that egotistical that you think you know what's supposed to be going on. How would you know what's wrong on any planet? How would you know what's wrong with the asteroids? How would you know? Now do that with everything in the whole universe. Which atom was structured wrong? Which electron's in the wrong orbit? You wouldn't do it because you're just the observer of these things. Now I dare you to meditate on how every single thing that's wrong in the whole universe ended up on planet Earth. It's impossible, isn't it? It's absolutely impossible. And not only did everything in the whole universe that's wrong end up on the planet Earth, not a single thing is right on the planet Earth. Everything else is right, but nothing is right on here. Nothing, but I'll accept it. That's what I tell you. Watch out for that type of spirituality. But I'll accept it. It's all imperfect. It's all wrong. But I'll bear it. Don't do it. Don't bear it. There's nothing wrong on this planet any more than there's anything wrong anywhere else. It's you. You are sitting in there defining things and then fighting with everything the way it is. Stop it, and you'll have peace. Stop it, and you'll feel a tremendous warmth in your heart. Stop it, and all of life will be a fun experience. Each day, each moment, no matter what unfolds, you just confront it with enthusiasm, with joy, with positiveness, with a tremendous 100% cheerful attitude, Mayor Baba said. 100% cheerful attitude. What do you care what's going on? So this is peace. Yogananda, you remember Yogananda's affirmation? I am the Prince of perpetual peace, playing in a drama of sad and happy dreams on the stage of eternity. That's all. It's very simple. It's in metaphysical meditations. You can repeat that each morning. He liked alliteration. Jigrative.